So you want to know how to moonwalk? Well, I got you. Welcome in, my name's Coco. I've been playing since 2019. I like to moonwalk a lot of my chases, as you may see in my intro clips. I also just like to moonwalk in general. It's something I do all the time in stream. Here is my heavily requested moonwalk tutorial, and I hope this helps. I will be verbally explaining everything to the best of my ability. Now, it's important to note that in this entire video, my keyboard overlay in the bottom left corner of the screen is white by default. This means that any actively used key will be black instead of white. If I'm holding W right now, it is black, so don't get confused. Don't stress out over it. Remember that moonwalks do take practice. They are just a silly little movement tech. And keep in mind that if you are moonwalking, you are moving way slower than running speed, which is why I like to challenge myself and chase and go for these silly clips and moonwalk on the killer. I do also have an ASMR version of this tutorial with hand cam on my YouTube as well, so enjoy. So how do you do a very basic moonwalk? Well, you can do a moonwalk where you see your character's back, or you could do a moonwalk where you see the front side of them. Typically, the one that I like to do the most is the one where I see the front side of my character, just because I have way more control of where I'm going. But you can also do the one where you can see their character's back, but it's kind of hard because you can't really control where you're going unless you know for sure that there's not an obstacle in your way and you can't see it. Now, let's start off with a very basic moonwalk in both directions. This means either holding W or S. So this one is going to be me holding S. And you can do it while walking, or you could do it while running too. Now this one is where you hold W. And this is my personal favorite because you can see where you're going way better. This is S. And this is W. That's all. Now, some people, they like to spin around before they do a moonwalk. I suggest this if you're way newer to it. I think it's all about catching yourself at the right frame. So as soon as I see Fang Min's back fully, then I would start trying to catch myself at the right frame and then start spamming A and D. Same with the front-facing moonwalk. If you see your character's full front side, that means it's at the perfect frame for you to start pressing A and D and going backwards just like this. Just like this. Now, something that I've been suggesting to the people that have been asking me, need tips for moonwalking, well, something that I do suggest is maybe letting go of your mouse if you're trying to get the rhythm down. If you struggle with rhythm and consistently holding a moonwalk without changing direction, I would just practice with your left hand. Depends how your keyboard is set up, but if your setup is just like mine with your keyboard on the left and your mouse on the right, I would just take a moment to just practice moonwalking without your hand on your mouse, because it can add a layer of distraction that you don't need. Just like so. Just like so. I like to start off my moonwalks without even needing to spin. I think that's just something that takes time. I think if you're already positioned, if you have the good enough muscle memory and you've practiced enough, you can just start a moonwalk by standing still if you want to. And same goes for this. Alright, now we're going to talk about the Ayrun Tech moonwalks. Now these are another favorite of mine. I like to do these in combination with the normal moonwalks. And I think this type of moonwalk is going to really help you turn around objects a lot better. Because that's another question that I get asked a lot on my streams and in my comments. How do you turn while moonwalking? Well, I'll show you how I like to turn using one of these moonwalks. Now, what is an Ayrun Tech moonwalk? You might have seen, the YouTuber Ayrun and many others who do this moonwalk refer to it as the Ayrun Tech moonwalk because I feel like Ayrun really made it popular. So it's just a moonwalk. It's like the normal moonwalk, but with way flashier mouse movement. And obviously, I think it's going to be way slower than a normal moonwalk. So keep in mind that a normal moonwalk is already way slower than running speed. Well, this one might just make it even slower, but it looks really clean. As we can see, it looks like I'm dancing. It looks like I'm dancing, and same with this. It just looks really clean, which is why I think it's worth learning. And it helps you turn around objects. If I want to turn around this tree, I can, because of the reverse Ayrun Tech, and I'm essentially doing half of it. So let's get into it. There are two versions of the Ayrun Tech, the W and the S version. So let's start with the easier one, which is the S version. Now keep in mind, for the normal Ayrun Tech, aka this kind of moonwalk, this moonwalk right here, just think about it as this being your keyboard and this being your mouse, and both of them are matching. It's like a swaying motion. So A is on the left, my mouse moves to the left. D is on the right, my mouse moves to the right. Just like that. So if I'm pressing A, my mouse goes that way. Now for D, you can probably guess my mouse will move right. So see how D is on the right side of S? So in that case, the mouse movement will match D. A, D, A, D, A, D. Just like that. I would suggest really trying to just sit here and practice that and match your camera movement with your DPI and your muscle memory with your mouse. Don't overshoot it like this. Don't overshoot it, or else you're gonna lose your spin. Don't do that. Now all you need to do is, in combination of what I just showed you, you just need to start going backwards. So you just hold S with it. So see, just like that. That's how you start it. And now let me do it while running. Now the reverse Ayrun Tech moonwalk is my personal favorite out of all of these moonwalks. It allows you to do sharp turns around objects that you may not normally be able to turn around with the normal moonwalk, or it would be way harder. This just makes it 10 times easier to do so let me show you how. Now, when you saw the normal Ayrun moonwalk that I just showed you, you saw that A being on the left side of S, my mouse also moved to the left, like a swaying motion. Now that's the normal one. For this one, it's actually the opposite. When I press A, my mouse moves to the right. So instead of a swaying motion like the normal Ayrun Tech, it's going to be the opposite. They're going to clash actually, and it's going to feel weird, but that is how you pull off a reverse Ayrun. So when I'm pressing A, my mouse is going that way. And when I'm pressing D, my mouse moves to the left instead of the right. Now let me demonstrate how that would look. So to practice that, do the same thing. If you want to press A and then move your mouse to right, and then D left, try to get this movement down first. Try to do something like this. And all you need to do after you get this down is just run backwards with W, and that's really it. Now to turn around objects, this is where I like the reverse Ayrun Tech a lot, because essentially just to make sharp turns around a tree like that, or this rock, if I want to hug it while looping, if I want to hug this rock while looping, essentially all I'm doing is half of the reverse Ayrun Tech. And that is really how I maintain a very, very tight moonwalk loop in a lot of my clips. That is going to be all for my tutorial today. If you guys have any questions, do let me know in the comments. This is a highly requested tutorial and I'm open to any feedback or improvements. Just remember, it takes time and practice for a lot of people. If you struggle with something like this, that is okay. You got this. These moonwalks are also doable on controller, but I am not the person to be asking how to do any of that because I am a keyboard and mouse player ever since I was a child, so I am not the person. But there are a lot of other goated creators who play on controller and they probably have their own tutorials. But I hope this one helped. I hope this helped my community who has been asking for this for a long time. And I hope this helps anyone stumbling across this video trying to learn something more about moonwalking in DBD. Have fun. Thank you so much, and maybe pop by the stream if you want. Bye.